I'm going to read Kiwa's document about Noodle. Before I start debunking this, I will answer some questions. Who is Noodle Dustin? Noodle Dustin, which we'll call Dustin from now on, is a 13-year-old girl who only dated 4 people. How did you met her? I met her through the anti-FP drama. Anti-FP was sending death threats to her and I helped her do all of that. What is anti-FPE? Anti-FPE originally created by Willy Boy Rat. It was a group that was against FPE. It stood for Anti-Fundamental Paper Education. Who is Cornell? Cornell is a 12-year-old male who was in our relationship, and I became paranoid because of it. Who is Aki? Aki is a friend of mine who was struggling with suicide issues, depression, and more. Who is Inkrat? A 12-year-old girl who now doesn't have her IT account anymore. Who is IYDS? IYDS is a friend of mine, not the actual thing. It all started when anti-FP started sending death threats to her. Being the common sense girl that I am, I defended her. She soon asked me out. I thought it was political, but it wasn't. I didn't want to make her sad, so I accepted and became her girlfriend. While scrolling past her community tabs, I found out she had an ex-girlfriend, but I didn't mind and moved on. Cornell, a close friend of mine, posted R34 of Mr. Travel, but he didn't draw it. Dustin did. I just didn't think anything of it and moved on. Doing another live stream of hers, Dustin told us she was gonna commit suicide. She sent my friends, including Aki, to help her out. When Aki came, Dustin was really mean to her. A close friend of Aki said she was crying doing shit. But Dustin didn't care. Again, I ignored the drama and moved on. Some days later, Dustin called Inkrat a name they were uncomfortable with. Inkrat told her she didn't like that name, but Dustin didn't care. And that's where I first started hating her, but I forgave her soon after. Some days later again, a YDS came on her stream, but Noodle didn't recognize him and started bullying him. I was on her side at that time, but I regret it now. After all of that, I was on Discord chatting with my friends who knew about the anti-FBA drama, and they started hating Noodle. Because of that, I cut off all contact with them. When my depressed face finally hit, fuck you, Pete. How do I spell? Dustin got worse, and by that, I mean when posting Instagram minors Zebin Wadi, she also bullied many of her fans for disagreeing with her, and also started shipping Alison Clark, which is pedophilia and abuse next victim. I then started hitting on her too with another account called Cookie, and she called me autistic and a war and under 10 years old just because I had an opinion. Fast forward, I deleted my account so that no one could find me again. I made another account by the name Zip and spied on Noodle, but dropped the act when she said she hated fairies. Then she figured out my new account was me. Again, of course, I deleted it. She then started dating an 11-year-old, which I consider is pedophile and weird. My friends do too. On my new account, I watched a live of hers and she accused me of telling her I was 10 years old. Of course, her fans and more people believed it. In conclusion, I now only feel safe around Discord because Noodle's not in it. Also, I'm gonna mention a few more things she did. She drew a hit of Alice Bunny, which I consider zoophilia. She refused to make an apology. I don't think she'll ever apologize or change. Thank you for reading this. End of document.